Yeehaw! What's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And of course, the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Ryan Halpert. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, Dave? How's it going, man?
Oh, man, I'm living life, brother. You know what I mean? Living my best life. I know you were feeling a little jealous of everything I've got going on over here backstage. You want to go ahead and share those feelings for everybody?
Well, yeah, I mean, I recommended the wood paneling in the back, and that's because I was gonna get that wood paneling for my wall. So now that Dave has it, I don't know that I could get the same one, because then it would just be like, it might look like we're both in the same room. I don't know. Maybe it would be cool.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious, man! If people thought we were like both in like we're brothers in our mother's basement or something together, acting like we're streaming separately. My recommendation: these wood panels are from, and I'm not an affiliate, so I don't get credit for this. It's just something that I was trying to find to replace my old barnwood backdrop. It's a company called Wood Up, UPP. And they make these pretty easily installable wood panels. Another thing, just to kind of show you guys what's happening here with my setup, is that some of you guys have probably seen these stand-up desk. Now, just to kind of swing it around here, I'm getting my dance studio which is the dance studio for my daughter / office. Now, for those of you who remember the backstory, I pay my daughter $5 per month rent to actually rent space out in her dance studio to run my business. So that's kind of how this goes. So she collected on me because I owed some back rent actually not too long ago. So she did collect on me. So I am all the way current, but I'm starting to put things back together. One thing that Ryan has helped me do is kind of find some bargains here. So he actually recommended this desk. I had a stand-up desk that I paid about $2,000 for at one time, and I lost that in the hurricane floods. And so he actually showed me his stand-up desk, which was a stand-up desk about $175 for the frame. And so it didn't come with the top, but it works just like my former stand-up desk. And then we went to Home Depot. He did it first, and then he recommended I do it too, to get this almost like a butcher block countertop. And I think we picked this up, right, babe, for $250 or something like that, right? So the total
sounds right.
$350. I'm sorry, but anyways, $350, $450. Let's call it $500 versus $5,000 for just a little bit of extra installation here on the desk setup. And if anybody's wondering what this is, these are gymnastics mats. Anyways, we've got a lot going on here, but yeah, it's coming together, brother. And we're going to have to, level you up as well. Maybe you could go with a little bit of a darker panel, something like maybe a black ash or something. They've got a couple of different dark flavors on the site. And of course, as you offered to help me with installation, I would certainly come up to you and help you if you need it, although you're a lot more handy than I am.
Yeah, definitely. I would appreciate it. The other thing I was maybe thinking about doing was almost flipping the room. I went this way because I wanted to have a flat wall, and I got this closet over here, but I'm thinking what would be really cool, maybe a combination of those panels on this wall and then maybe a barn door over the closet.
Yeah, I love barn doors.
Something like that might be pretty hot.
Yeah, oh man, soup smoking, brother. Yeehaw! All right, so what do we have in terms of some questions here? We try to collect questions. We try to send out emails. We try to pay attention to the questions that people are asking in Support 101 on Decade in a Day in these different trainings that we do. And we thought that we would answer a couple for you guys here live, some of the ones that you have submitted. So what do we got?
Yeah, we got a couple of questions. If anybody wants to ask Dave one of these questions, I'll put a link to that form in the chat. So that way you can click on that and you can type type into that and ask whatever question you want. And then when we do these episodes, I'll have them and I can ask them for you. So I've got a few of them over here to the side that I pulled out of that, and they're pretty good. So we'll go into the first one here. So the first one, I've been posting content for a very long time, and I haven't found anything yet that brings me consistent results, and my followers aren't growing. I've changed things up a few times because I don't want to keep doing the same thing forever if it isn't working, but I'm getting to the point where I don't even know what I should pivot to. Is this normal, and what should I do? You're muted, brother.
That's because I'm technically challenged. Okay, nice. Mark Harbert's coming in town and wants to have lunch. All right, very good. All right, so what would I do if basically what I'm doing is not working? The short answer is I would continue to try new things, right? That's kind of rule number one of marketing. It's a very sort of simple equation here. It's like if things are working, do more of what's working. If things are not working, then immediately stop doing them, right? And test new stuff. And so kind of because I've been focused exclusively on Wake Up Legendary over the past, we're coming up on 5 years, our 5-year anniversary. And we've really kind of grown this show. I was looking at some of even our Spotify numbers last night. Bambi, shh. Can you hear this cat meowing?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. She's gonna be a distraction. She wants her mommy. Her mommy just left the room. She's like a baby. Let me see if I can change the audio here and kind of deal with some of this in the background. Kind of tune something out here.
While you're working on that, I'll put my 2 cents in here. I think that for me, because I've been there sometimes, you get to a point where it's like, man, I don't even know what to do or what to adjust or what to do differently to start to try to get results. And you might be at a point too where, like, if you've made changes and you're still not getting anywhere, and things are still really hard, and you're just kind of, what I would do is maybe take a step back and just give yourself an overview of everything you've been doing, and just kind of look at your audience and look at the content you're making and think, is this stuff even really appealing to anyone? Maybe it's way too specific. Maybe there is no audience for the stuff you're talking about. Or maybe you're so broad and just so boring that nobody's interested in really watching the content. Maybe you're just like, is everything just kind of like a very generalized sort of promotional video where it kind of feels like a sales type of pitch? Nobody's going to really want to watch that. What's the entertainment piece that you're putting in? What's the educational piece that you're putting in? Is it edutainment like we teach? And is it actually fun to watch your videos, right? Try making a couple videos just talking about things that happen throughout your day, just to make, if you're getting like 0 views, I might just try something like that to see if you get any views at all. But start creating content that's actually going to be interesting to people, and sort of just take a step back and make sure that what you're posting is actually going to be specific to the people you want to reach. So, like, write down the problems that your audience has, and then actually solve the problems. And you can just do it super directly. Don't try to do anything fancy. Just, if you're helping people learn how to start a business, come in and start the video by saying, if you've been wanting to start a business but have no idea how, this is what I would do first. Right. And then just kind of start really, really simple like that. And that way, that you're very targeted. Because if your content's all over the place and it's just kind of random, then you're never really going to get results. But as far as answering this as a generalized question, I think that's the best I can do without actually seeing the profile.
Yeah, so I want to show you guys something that's pretty insane. Okay, so let me share my screen here real quick, and I want to give you guys some ideas. So many of you guys are kind of struggling with. I'm gonna give you game right now that can literally change everything for you. Okay, so many of you guys are underestimating the power of some of this AI stuff, and when you go to kind of create content, you're not creating or remake content that you see that you like out there. You're kind of running into mental roadblocks. You don't know how to do it without plagiarizing, and which is normal. The creativity gears are a little rusty. So let me bridge the gap for you. So for example, one of the things that I could do is I could find a post that I like, that I want to remake. And for this example, I'm going to take this just a random carousel. Now carousels are really popular right now because they they help, people are able to sort of scroll through and it gets them engaging on your post. And they're just kind of not new, but they're just hot right now. So if I wanted to remake this carousel or even take the content from this carousel, this image, and have ChatGPT remake it for me, I want to show you something. So I'm going to screenshot these carousel images. Okay, I'm just going to go right through and I'm going to screenshot the text on here, because a lot of times you'll be scrolling through something and really good content will be inside of a carousel post. It's not particularly it's not particularly it's either in video or picture format. It's not like right here where you can just grab it and copy it and then paste it into ChatGPT. That would be easy, right? And that is easy to do. But I want to show you a feature that you guys may not know exists, okay? And so I'm going to actually, let me share this screen. I'm on ChatGPT. I'm going to grab these images. Okay, I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to hit Command on my Mac. I'm going to grab this one, and this one. These are all the ones that I just screenshotted. And I'm going to say, rewrite this content in a way that's completely unique and adds additional value that's not already included in the content. I want, this is for a post on social, I'm going to even be more specific, on Instagram, and it needs to have all the elements of a viral, powerful, educational post that makes people both think and feel moved emotionally and want to both share it with others and save it for later. Okay? Now watch this. Sit back and watch the magic. So it literally, okay, read the content off of the images. Okay, and this is a thing that I think a lot of you don't really realize, is that you can upload images into ChatGPT as well as, so you can upload an entire sales page in sections and say, rewrite this sales page, right? So it says, absolutely, here's a powerfully, emotionally engaging and share-worthy Instagram carousel rewrite inspired by the original content, but elevated with deeper intention, unique phrasing, and added value. It's crafted to provoke thought, spark connection, and inspire saving and sharing. And so it literally gives me a slide-by-slide content, okay? And so what I can do is I can take this. Now, I usually, if I'm going to do something like this, I do it right on my phone. And a lot of you guys don't realize that you can do all of the same things right on your phone. You guys with me? I want to see some comments. I want to see some holy SHIT. I want to see some feedback that you like this, because normally I'm reserving this level of training for our paid clients and my high-end coaching students. And the rabbit hole goes much deeper than this, okay? But a lot of times what I do is I use just the app, right? And so now I've got my content here, right? I can also, as a matter of fact, it's also going to ask me. And this is one of the things that I think a lot of you don't realize that it can do. You actually don't, nowadays it will be, the AI is beginning to prompt us instead of waiting for us to prompt it. It's not just ending. So it says, would you like me to also format this into a carousel caption, hook, and call to action so it's optimized for reach and engagement? I mean, this is, Ryan, this is what is both scary and also makes me absolutely mad that anybody today would say, I don't know what to post, or I don't, right? Especially like after a live like this. This should be a launch pad, me simply just showing you this for you to never run out of ideas, right? So it not only gave me now the carousel slide text, but it also gave me a caption to put below the text, right? With a call to action. And it says, would you like me to turn this into a branded shareable carousel design template too, with layout and font style suggestions? Or want more deep questions to include as a bonus swipe slide? I mean, it's just what I found is that when it gets into this place of creating like infographics, because it'll ask you, do you want me to create an infographic on this? The infographics tend to not look as good. But I mean, you can go as deep as you want with this. And at a certain point, once you begin the conversation and give it the initial content to work with, it will continue to prompt you and ask you questions to create the content for that specific platform. And I think that's one of the most important things is to be specific about where you're posting it, right? I could also then say, come back here once it's done, and I could say, I want to post this same content on Facebook. How do you recommend that I do that there? And I'm going to do that. I want to also post this on Facebook. How do you recommend I format and deliver the content there, this content? I like to be so specific, so there's no way. This is one of the big things I think why communication is so key in marketing, is because if you leave out context with your customers, they're not going to fully know what you're talking about. If you leave out context here, again, it would have probably gave me a generalized answer and not been so specific. So let's see what it says. I also want to post this on Facebook. How do you recommend I format it? Great move. This content is perfect for Facebook too, especially since it invites deeper emotional engagement and connection. But because Facebook functions differently from Instagram, less swipe-based, more storytelling and community-focused, here's how I'd recommend repurposing it for maximum impact. How to format and deliver this content on Facebook. Option 1, as a long-form written post, no carousel, just copy. This format works best in Facebook groups, personal pages, or business pages where storytelling plus conversation are key. Sample Facebook post copy, ready to copy and paste. Hold on a second. God! Now, you know I'm not going to throw the cowboy hat because this baby's too damn expensive to do that, but I had to go through the motions, friends. Ryan, what say you, brother?
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to really, it takes away the need to be creative. All you have to be able to do is describe what you want, and you can get what you want. That's it. If you can find a picture of what you want, you can put that in too. What's crazy is, like, this is really just scratching the surface. I mean, you could actually, as far as this stuff is going, it's kind of terrifying. Like, they have these things called AI agents now. So you can automate every part of this if you wanted to, right? You could have like literally a Google Drive folder that you would drop a screenshot into, and then you can have an email show up in your inbox that says, comes from AI that says post this, and it's complete, and it's all your carousel pictures with your text on it and everything. It's just wild. It's absolutely wild. This is why I was talking about yesterday, I think there's a shift coming in the market because things are going to be changing the way people do them. A lot of the content we see on social media now is AI, and it comes out really, really good. Like, some of it I like watching more than the original stuff. Like, there's this one page where they they do these like period based POVs. Like one of them was like point of view, you're a coal miner in the 1980s or whatever. And it's like this AI generated, really sharp, crisp looking image that looks really cool of some guy that's like really, really dirty. And he wakes up and he's walking through town and he's walking into the coal mine and he's just like, it's a really good video. It just looks so cool. And it had millions and millions of views.
Yeah.
And I know that that was created with AI. I don't know what specific platform, but yeah, the rabbit hole goes freaking deep.
Let's at least follow through with this particular piece of content, because I want to show you guys like how I could also do this right in the phone, right? So I could go to let me see if I can just turn this around. Let me just go solo here for a second and see if I can. Can you see this? Can you see my phone screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I wanted to, like, take this and put this over a photo and turn it into a carousel, what I'm first going to do is I'm going to go in to my say my pictures, and I'm going to duplicate this photo, right? I'm going to duplicate it as many times as the slides that I have, because most carousels you don't need to use a different image. You can just use the same image over and over again, right? So now I've got 4 or 5, right? So I go back to Facebook. I press post, because carousel post, you're making them as posts, right? You're not making them as stories, reels, or lives. And I'm going to press the little multiple button, right? I can add up to 20 photos or videos in my next post, okay? So I'm going to just choose all of those images that I just duplicated, and I'm going to press next. And now I can even drag and reorder them. I don't need to drag and reorder them, right? Because I've already got my content right here. It's all going to go on the same thing. I've got slide 1, right? It says, let's normalize soul stirring conversations. So I'm now going to copy that. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to press the text on screen button, the little letter there, and I'm going to post it right on there. I'm going to post it right into and I can choose my, whatever design I want there to deliver it. So here we go. It just goes on there like that. And again, I recommend kind of picking a design, the modern or the classic, like without, that looks like that is a good option, right? I certainly want to go in here and make sure that everything looks good, right? Maybe I go black background because I got the white cat right there, okay? And go a little bit bigger. I want to bring that because up, okay, just to kind of make it visually appealing. So boom, I got that. All right, maybe I go down. Oh, damn it. It takes a minute to kind of mess with it and tweak it and like get it like perfect. I'm gonna maybe put another one, and I'll do maybe some emojis here down at the bottom. Go in here and put some. Yeah, I'll just go with brain, right? I'll just go with the brain. Okay. And then that one's done. Okay. Now I go over here to the next one. Same thing. Okay. Same thing. I go back to ChatGPT. Okay. Slide 2, right? And I just continue to copy and paste that right onto those images, right? And it's a very, very simple process. Very simple process. I don't need to overcomplicate this, right? And I just kind of go through, and then at the end, I'll kind of show you here real quick just what I did over with another one on actually my other profile. I just posted a carousel last night, and it was about just, spending time with my son and kind of what generational wealth and so forth means to me. And then right at the end, now, of course, I'm in the make money online niche. At the very end, not on the first slide, because I don't want it to appear as a pitch post, but at the very end, at the very bottom, I might say something like a very nonchalant call to action: learn how I've made money online for 16 years at davidsharpe.com, right? Very, very simple process, okay? And that would be one of the ways in which I sort of recreate a carousel post. I can also, of course, do it in Canva, which was kind of what I was just showing here. You can do the same exact thing inside of Canva. I'm going to go here. If it's for Instagram, I'm going to pick Instagram, the square, because the square is the format that you use to post on post. Whereas if we go back here to design and we create a design, the Instagram post, the 4x5, or the Instagram post video, or the Instagram reel, right? These are the rectangular posts that if I'm going to create even an image, and remember, folks, you can turn an image into a reel, but it's not particularly necessary. I would probably use a reel if I was only going to use one slide with a headline, and then put the rest of the content inside of the post, sort of like I did right here, right? I laugh when ... somebody creates a situation. I'm trying to get them to watch the caption, right? And again, I'm just giving different looks, so everything's not all the same. But again, if we go back here over to the post, the square post, if you feel more comfortable on Instagram, you can, or on Canva, you can upload an image. You can expand it out. It just pull it out over the thing there, and then you're going to duplicate the page there 4 times. I think we had 4 slides, right? You're just going to duplicate the page there 4 times. We're going to add the text, right? Add a text box. We're going to go back over here to our ChatGPT captions. We'll copy and paste them the same exact way that I just did right on the post, okay? And we'll work with it from there, right? You have to kind of play around with it, play around with the background images and so forth, and make sure that you've got it looking the way that you want it to look. Okay. Sometimes you may have to use a background square like that. At least this is one way to do it. I'm sure there's other ways to do it as well. But if I wanted to go black background and then come back with the text, would make the text white, right? And then just adjust the text so it looks good, it looks clean, the same exact way that I would have, or just kind of showed you how I would do it on the phone. Okay. So there's 2 different options. And of course I would, you want to mess around with it, make sure that it's centered, all the things, right? But, this is a quick and dirty way to get a piece of content that is already going viral, or is already, people are loving that type of content, right? To sort of repurpose it with your own spin. And again, ChatGPT, this AI, is doing what you would normally do for it, right? It's taking it and it's rethinking, it's rewriting, it's reformatting, and it's doing exactly what you tell it to do, and it has the capabilities to be able to do that and spit out something that's totally unique. So hopefully that's helpful, and hopefully that answers about a 25-minute answer to a question. Hopefully that was an over deliver for whoever asked that question.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. I mean, that was a pretty solid response. I mean, there's no excuse now without, there's no not getting it done now. No, that was solid. That was incredible.
All right. Well, what else do we got?
Yeah, I've got a couple more on here, and we could go through as many as we would like. So I've got, here's the next one. You ready for it?
Let me just answer one question. Vernal Lisi says, and hopefully I didn't butcher that, said, can you put a link in this picture? Well, you could put a link in the picture. I just gave you an example there on Instagram with this last carousel of how I might add a link on that last slide, right? So this is a carousel that I posted yesterday, and I just down at the bottom of the last slide, because again, my niche is making money online, and I'm talking about in this post sort of fatherhood and how that plays into my success and sort of generational wealth. On the very last slide, I put learn how I've made money online for 16 years at davidsharpe.com. You want to make sure if you're going to put a link on an image that it's a link that's easy to remember, right? You don't want to put a big long link that people have to type a bunch of, / numbers and letters and / affiliate IDs and all this kind of stuff. With my particular link, davidsharpe.com, what I've done inside of GoDaddy is I've taken my affiliate link and I have forwarded it. I've forwarded David Sharpe to the sales page, right? So that's kind of what I've done. So I can offer a simplified, more personally branded link. And all I do is forward that. And that's also a pretty simple process. You can really just obviously, YouTube, how to do that, but it's really it's really an incredibly simple process that really anybody can do. And if I can log in here fairly quickly, I can show you kind of how to do that. Just give me one quick second here, and let's see if I can. All right. I can kind of show you how to forward a domain, because they are, it's not as, say I wanted to forward davidsharpe.org. I own all of these, right? All the David Sharpe. So I'm going to go over here to, I believe it's DNS, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's in there.
Could be something different.
Yeah, you might have to keep scrolling down the page if you're not at the bottom. It should be under DNS.
It's not. Search below for the domain name who's doing it. Okay. I would like to do a David Sharpe domain. Let's try this. Okay.
There you go. It was right up at the top. Right next to
forwarding. Yeah. Right, exactly. Okay, so forwarding. Okay. I'm going to forward. I'm going to add forwarding here. Now I'm going to copy and paste, and I want to pay close attention to whether it's HTTP or HTTPS. I just select that, and then I just write in whatever I want to forward it to. You just put permanent just to make things simple, and then you just save it, and then just literally refresh it, and it should be updated here within a couple of minutes, or at the very, very latest an hour or so. So that would be kind of my recommendation for in terms of what you should do with adding a link to a post. Carousel post, because you can't link directly, you can link directly from a story. Okay, you can link directly from a story. You can actually add a link. And the way that you add a link to a story is, and this is why I think stories can be so powerful, right? Is because, if I wanted to post this picture and I wanted to say, learn how I make money online, okay? And I'm going to swipe up, okay? I'm going to swipe up, and all these options down here are going to come up. Okay, and if I want to find a little mouse click, which usually whenever I want somebody to click something, I will put a little mouse click there. Like, for example, if I share a post to my story, you've got to click it, in order to get somebody to actually, let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I go over here and I want to share this right here, as a matter of fact, I think that I am going to share this. Okay. So I'm going to hit the little share button down here, which is the little kind of, I don't know, it looks like a paper airplane. I'm going to add to story, right? And a lot of times people don't really know that they need to click that in order to go over. So I'm going to swipe up. I grab that little mouse click thing, and now people know, hey, I got to click this thing in order to actually, sometimes it acts like you got to screw around with it sometimes, or just start over, right? Okay. Yeah. Well, anyways, you get the point. Not always necessary to add that little click, but these are some of the things that you sit here and screw around with to make it. I don't even have to pull that down. I could just leave that right there covering the text, and it's probably even smart to kind of do that to keep it a little bit hidden, right? Because then you can't exactly read, but you can see that here's what to do, right? So I'm going to just share that, right? Just like that. All right. The thing that I was showing you before was how to add a link in your story post. So if I was going to add a link in my story post, again, I would swipe up, I would search for link. Okay. And I'm going to put my link here. Okay. Whatever link I'm forwarding it to. And then I'm going to customize the sticker text. How I make money online. Okay. Done. Now, right, I've got this. I could even, can I edit that once I've done that? I guess I can't edit that text. If I wanted to edit it, I'd have to throw it back away and then grab another one. Because I was going to say how we make money online. And then look, I can even put a damn cat emoji.
I think you wrote we. There we go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, how we make money online, right? I could even go up here and add one of those clicker things, right? So just to kind of remind them, boom, you're gonna have to click that, baby, right? So boom, I could share that, right? Look, I'm gonna just let's post the damn thing. Who cares, right? You can go in here and make sure it works. Visit link. Boom, baby, boom. Come on. You see what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah.
we're doing live work here, baby. We're doing live work.
We're making more content on this live stream than most people are afraid to do in a day.
I mean, yeah, it's like I wonder if my headphones are actually hooked up. If I walk over here, can you still hear me clearly, or does it sound like I was hooked up to the computer audio?
No, you sound like you're far away.
Oh shit! These damn headphones, I can't get them to hook up the audio through the damn computer. But anyways, we were going to answer another question, or you were going to chime in. I'm kind of dominating here. So next question, or what say you about all this, about all these shenanigans?
No, I mean, this is pretty solid stuff. And honestly, the next question is kind of on a totally different topic. So I don't know if there was more you wanted to add on to this particular one, or if you wanted to dive into the next question. But I mean, that was pretty solidly covered. That was pretty.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything more to add at this time. I think right now, let's move on and see what else we got. Or hell, we could probably even wrap up right there. It's one question. Wham, bam, thank you, man. But hit me with another one. I'm feeling good this morning.
All right, you ready? It's different, so I'm going to hit you with that. It says, I'm interested in using paid advertising. I've never sold anything before or created videos, but I've been watching a lot of the ads from people selling courses and other digital products, and some of them I keep seeing over and over for a long time now. Seems like those marketers must be doing well by doing that. My thought is, why create new videos every day when I can create ads that keep working all the time so I don't have to make videos every day? You guys mostly promote creating content, so my question is, why don't you discuss ads more often? And is there something I'm missing about paid ads that makes it not what it looks like it is?
Yes to both of those. There is something most likely that you're missing, and it's the back end. It's how they're able to actually make it up on the back end. Most of the time, and the reason why we don't put an emphasis on paid ads is because if we did, the number one complaint we would get from people is, well, yeah, you buy the education and then they teach you how to, then they force you to make ads, and it's just you spend yourself into oblivion. We're trying to teach people how to go from employees to entrepreneurs here. And no matter what we do, I mean, I had somebody in the Blueprints group the other day say, all I see is people in the make money online niche. Where is everybody else at? And it's like, I've done 1,000 interviews, or everybody only promotes Legendary. It's like, go through the 1,000 episodes, the 1,000 interviews, and you'll see the majority of people that I've interviewed don't promote Legendary, at least anymore. That doesn't mean that it doesn't mean anything. It just means that they've either moved on or expanded, or maybe they promote it deeper in their funnel or whatever. It's just when we look at things from a very surface level, we just don't see the big picture. And that's a lot of what marketing is. It's not letting you see the big picture. It's appearing as if it's just a simple ad with a simple product, but there's lots of other things to buy on the back end. We were criticized last year for having upsells. It's like, have you ever gone shopping before? Like, do you not? I mean, you go to the grocery store. What do you think all the crap is that you don't need there? The Inquirer magazines, the candy, the Cokes and sodas right there as you're going through the checkout line. Do you complain to the grocery store? I'll talk to a manager. They're really trying to sell me Tic Tacs and Inquirer when I'm just trying to check out. No, you pick them up. You just enjoy them. You put them back if you don't like it. But you go to any company online nowadays, and as you buy something, there's multiple other options for you to add to cart as you're checking out. It's good marketing. It's not deceptive. It's because guess what? You're an adult and you're in control of your wallet. You don't have to get it out and spend it on anything. Grow up, right? That's what we all need to do, especially if you want to make money and you want to actually have a business, which is why you started. Instead, learn how to integrate these into your business in a way that doesn't feel slimy or salesy, which is basically about over-delivering each step of the way and empowering your customer to make an informed decision, not forcing them. That's why we have contracts. That's why we make people sign contracts, so they understand this is what I'm getting and this is what I should expect. We also have people who come through our challenge for $5 and think that they should have a lifetime life coach or a lifetime marketing coach. It's like, grow up, right? Think about what's happening here. We are in the business of delivering education and making money. So our strategy is to couple you with somebody who is going to make a commission if you buy something, absolutely, but they're also instructed, and I have this documented and recorded within our company calls, to treat every person with dignity and respect, whether they buy or not. Are we perfect every time? No, but it's called welcome to the real world, where we don't care if you get offended, because this is capitalism in America. And we understand that some people are going to be ungrateful and complain no matter what, but that them being offended doesn't change our business plan. It doesn't change Apple's business plan. Do we gripe and complain and whine when Apple releases an iPhone every year? No, we buy it. We buy it or we don't. It's a choice, but we're not offended. See, you're only offended if you're not making money. If you actually owned Apple stock, then you would love it, right? Because each time the iPhone comes out, you know that stock is growing. So again, it's all about where you sit in the stadium as to how much you're going to complain about the view, right? Back to the question, right? Should I be running paid ads? If I keep seeing an ad, is that proof that it's working? Well, in most cases, it's proof that it's working. right? I mean, if you see something continue to run, it's going to be a good, you can assume that it's probably working for that person, but you can also assume that there's a lot of things on the back end that are in place that are helping that ad to continue to run. For example, most advertisers lose money on the front end. So for example, if we were advertising our $5 challenge, which we do and have since the beginning, we run paid ads. Okay. We have, sometimes they're off, sometimes they're on, but over time, we have consistently ran ads over the past 8 years, and we lose money, meaning that we pay more, $100, $80 to convert in a $5 sale. But why the hell would we lose $75 on the front end to convert a $5 sale? Because we know that the lifetime value, which again is one of the basic kind of KPIs, key performance indicators that you need to kind of know about your business. One of our key KPIs is lifetime value. That means that on average, say for example, we make $100,000 and we have 10 customers in a month. Okay. Now maybe every customer didn't spend 10,000. Maybe some spent 0 and some spent 20. But the way to get your lifetime value is to take that $100,000 and divide it by 10. How many customers did I have? On average, I know that I'm making on average $10,000 per customer. So of course I can spend $80, $100 to acquire that $5 customer, because I know as I take them through my sales process on the back end, they're going to on average spend $10,000 per customer. So I can spend up to $9,500, $9,900. I can spend up to $10,000 to acquire that customer and still break even. Now, here's the problem. Most people aren't willing to put in that money up front. They're just not, right? And it's sort of like the stock market or Bitcoin or anything else, that when it starts to go down or it doesn't happen quickly, they bail, right? Oh my God, I'm losing money. You got to have patience. You got to understand the game. You got to understand what your lifetime value is in order to run advertising. So it's riskier. It's something that most people are not mentally and emotionally ready to do. So we don't push people to do it right off the bat. If you're asking about it, I wonder what your motivation is, right? Is it that, oh, I'm failing doing free content, so maybe I won't fail doing paid content? Usually doesn't work like that. Right? If you're failing doing free content, you should keep doing free content, because what are you going to do? You think you're going to make an advertisement that's suddenly going to work when you haven't been able to make an advertisement for free? That's what free content is. It's an advertisement. It's just you have the ability to put it out there for free. So the best way to approach paid ads is to continue to do free content and take your best performing piece of free content and turn that into a paid ad.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. And I think that, the main point I usually like to make whenever I get this question is, right, well, what's the lifetime value of your customer, like you had mentioned? And if you don't know what that number is, then you shouldn't run those ads, because otherwise you don't know where your breaking point is. You don't know where you're going to start to win or where you're going to start to lose. And you can start to lose a lot really, really, really quickly. The other piece of the paid ads too, that you didn't touch on, is that a lot of time, well, actually you did touch on it, but a lot of times you see these people running ads all the time, and you might be looking at their ads, but if you look at their profile, they're also posting a boatload of organic content as well. So it's very possible that you saw an organic post and now you're just being retargeted. So there's so many different things they can do with ads, right? I can very specifically target, like I can post a video on Facebook, for instance, and then I can retarget everybody who watched more than 50% of that video with an ad. And I can say, I only want this ad to show to people that watched more than half of this video. You can get really creative with it. Right? So you don't even know when you're seeing these ads, you don't even know why you're seeing it. And if you're seeing the same ad, because this person specifically mentioned, I'm seeing these ads over and over again for a long time. If you're seeing the same ad for a long time, It's because they know that if they keep hitting people with that same ad, eventually they're going to buy if they continue to watch it at a certain metric, right? You're probably like, if this ad keeps coming up and you keep watching it and you keep checking to see if there's new comments and you're doing all this, you're engaging with it a lot. So they've probably programmed their ad platform to keep hitting you specifically with that ad over and over again because they know eventually we're going to get them. And that's how it works. So they might not even really be spending a lot in that instance. They're just spending a lot to take a lot of people that are extremely interested and keep putting your ad in front of them. And when you do have a profitable business from organic content, you can really level it up if you learned and built that skill up and got good at doing paid ads in that way. You can really, add a lot of fuel to the fire, but it's not a starting point. It's not a starting point. And I think there's definitely, there's a myth or a common belief that, you can go out and you can just run an ad at $5 a day to a landing page and you're going to make money. And it's usually, back in the day, I think you used to be able to do that. I have done that back in like 2021. I don't know that I've done it successfully in the past 2 years. Not to just like a brand new offer that I'm not promoting organically, anything, right? I don't have a like, okay, I'm going to go to ClickBank and grab this offer and run it at a cheap $1 per day with an image ad. It just, I haven't had it happen. Right. Yeah. So dive into, when you see these advertisers, it's good learning for everybody here, even if you're not interested in paid ads. If you see them advertising with paid ads, and it's not like a major brand or something like Coca-Cola, and they're doing good, and you keep seeing them, click on the profile, go look at the organic content, look at what else is happening there. Because if they've been running that ad and you've been seeing that for the past month, they're doing good. And there's something that you could learn from whatever they're doing, looking at it with the glasses on, right? Come in with the marketing lens and look at it that way, and you'll learn stuff. And so there they are. There's the marketing shades. I don't have a set of glasses on here. I used to have a set, but I don't anymore. I don't know where they went. But anyway.
I want to add and double down on that most likely what you're seeing is retargeting ads. Okay. You probably clicked on a link or something and went to their funnel, their website, something of that nature, and now you're getting retargeted, right? Sandy asked, you may even be on their email list. Most people don't even know because you're clicking and opting in and doing so many things that you're not even realizing. It may seem like a cold ad, but you've been to their website and now they're just retargeting you, and they're spending much less. You're spending much less when you're retargeting than when you're running cold traffic to a cold audience, because you're only targeting people who have been to your site already or landed on a specific page. And you could drop these pixels on on any one of your pages. There it is.
I got
it. Rebecca brought you. Hold on a second. Those are absolutely female glasses. Those are
they
1,
absolutely are
1,000%. But they get the job done. What Sandy said, can you target for organic content? You can't target who you want to show the content to for organic. You got to pay for that. Okay. No platform is going to allow you to get that deep in your targeting with just your free content. Yes. Allison said you can trial your reels. There's a new feature that allows you to trial and kind of pump the reel out to people that don't follow you to see how it does. But you know what? That's fine. That's great. But that's not going to, hiding your content from your followers is not going to be the secret. That's just more hiding. I don't think that applies and is really important to kind of focus on right now. What's important to focus on is what we covered in the beginning of this training and beginning of the show today, is creating quality content. And if you don't have the creativity, if you're running into mental blocks, I showed you a great way. Of course, you can copy and paste content and ask ChatGPT to remake it, rewrite it, make it original, add value. Here's where I'm going to post it. Be specific. right? You can also, as I showed you, upload images, and that's where your focus needs to be, not in, well, hey, well, maybe I could just run ads to avoid creating free content. It's nowadays the real secret is get good with free content and then take your best free content and turn it into a paid ad, because you literally can test your content first to see what's going to take off, to see what people like. And then you can take that and run that as a retargeting ad or a cold ad, and likely have more success with it. But nowadays, to be honest with you, to make your first 100 grand, definitely to make your first dollar and your first 10,000, your first 100 grand online, you do not need to run paid ads. There is so many other things that you can do first that are going to be more affordable, that are going to be smarter, that are going to help you dial in your marketing and your messaging. And that's where we recommend that you start. And that's why we don't put an emphasis on paid advertising. And so, hey, look, we're at the top of the hour. Let's wrap, my man. This was a great episode. Incredible questions, hopefully matched with equally incredible answers. If you guys are here and not got started yet with our education, with our challenge, enrolled in our blueprints, Ryan's got to jump off right now to go do a support 101 call for our blueprint students. You can go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll and actually, join, take some action. Otherwise, with that being said, we'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Thanks, Ryan. Get out of here, my friends. Have a fantastic day. Be legendary. Peace.